Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Day in Film Minicast, or the Spoookycast. Today we are going way back for the daily or semi-daily movie, and we are today talking about the 1933 Hollywood classic, The Invisible Man. If you haven't seen this movie, you've definitely at least heard of The Invisible Man, whether it's through the remake that came out recently, or just the general idea of the Invisible Man. It's something that's not new by any means, but it is it is originating from this movie. And I have so much good to say about this movie, but before we jump in, I have to ask that you subscribe, like the video, and turn notifications on. It really would mean the world to me. I enjoy putting these videos out for you guys, and I'm glad that at least some of you are enjoying watching the videos. But The Invisible Man, 1933, very old movie, black and white, low sound quality, and I think that's where I want to start. One of my favorite things about old Hollywood, or classic Hollywood, whatever you want to call it, is just how much worse quality everything was. And by everything, I mean pretty much just the picture quality and the sound quality. A lot of these movies have very noticeably poor, quality. And I think instead of looking at it in a bad way, it instead, to me anyway, feels like more of a positive change thing. It's nice to see how grainy original film cameras were, and to see the slow but steady progression through the time as cameras got higher and higher tech. This film also has that same, not problem, it's never a problem, the length of a movie, but it has that same thing where it's only like an hour, 20 minutes long, which is no problem because I think the story is perfectly compact into that time setting or time frame, but I just think it's another cool quirk of classic Hollywood. But to recap the story, if you haven't seen this movie before, it follows one mad scientist named Griffin, last name I can't remember, or maybe that's his last name. He accidentally turns himself invisible and also turns himself crazy, and for the rest of the film you watch while the Invisible Man, or Griffin, a mad chemist, wreak havoc on the city that he lives in. So, automatically, that's something I really like about this movie. He is a bad guy. The Dead Meat video, or according to the Dead Meat video, he kills, like, a bunch of dudes. But something that I really like is how seemingly mischievous and just annoying he is. He isn't going around just killing people. He isn't stabbing people. He isn't shooting people. He's just, like, throwing bikes at people. He's pushing baby strollers over. He grabs your hat and throws it in the river. Like, he is just he's just an asshole, which I really appreciate, because so many movies, especially the remake, which I'm going to watch next, from what I've seen, it's a much more serious movie, and this movie just knows how to take itself, not lightly, but just how to calmly tell the story in a funny but engaging way, where you don't want the Invisible Man to keep doing bad stuff, but you're watching it and enjoying it anyway. And that's another thing that I have to talk about, is the character that is the Invisible Man, and the characters in this movie. Mainly the police sergeant, chief staff Superman, in which I cannot remember his name. He is an incredibly smart character, and watching him actively shoot down ideas because he knows the Invisible Man is smarter than that is very satisfying. In a lot of ways, this movie feels like a constant game of cat and mouse. Which makes sense for a movie like The Invisible Man, because that's what you kind of want. You know, you can't see this guy, so you have to hunt him down through non-traditional means. And I think it's done really well in this movie. You know, they're putting dirt on the top of walls, so if he scales it, we'll see him. They're holding hands and walking in a circle around a house, so that, you know, if he tries to get out, he'll have to slip under us and we'll feel him. You know, and I love how clever the Invisible Man is at the same time, especially with the man that he's with, Peck, or whatever his name is. This is kind of a spoiler, but hiding out in his car, knowing that he was gonna take that way out, and killing him like that is awesome to me. It's really cool. The special effects in this movie are just lovely. Watching you can really like clearly see, I don't know what it is, if it's like green screen or like scrubbing of the film or whatever, but watching him like unwrap his head bandage and like actually seeing like the blur around the bandage as he does it is just a really cute feature. It shows how old this movie is. It is a 1933 movie through and through, which is not a bad thing. Again, I absolutely love how old this movie feels. It's actually a lot more charming than anything, because, I mean, it's hard not to feel kind of like cheered up when you see something like that, because you know they were spending hours trying to figure this out. They were doing scenes where a chair gets thrown across the room, or a log floats into the fire, and they were going, yes, this is going to be so scary and realistic to our audience. And I know it sounds like I'm shitting on the movie, but I'm not. I really love this movie. This is a 9 out of 10. I mean, unbelievable movie. It's just so fun, so lighthearted, but also serious. It tells a sort of deeper story about societal collapse, if you want to call it that. It does a lot, and it does it all really well. The cinematography is great. Being in black and white, it looks excellent. Old Hollywood sets. I'm a sucker for old Hollywood sets. Just the way they always look, and the clearly fake like backgrounds. It's all just so charming. A lot of old Hollywood to me is just charming, and that's what I love about it. Do I recommend you watch The Invisible Man from 1933? Absolutely. This movie is worth your time. If you can't find yourself appreciating older films, this one is definitely one that I recommend to try and convince you to appreciate older films, because again, absolutely worth your time. 9 out of 10. I think it's a brilliant movie. I don't think I have much more to say. The music's very good. I always forget the music, but seriously, it is very good. But yeah, that's actually all I have to say. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I won't see you at all. I'm invisible like the Invisible Man. Bye, y'all.